Hey guys, Adam Rose, Vice President, Senior Loan Officer of Western Ohio Mortgage here in Sydney. And this is another episode of the Mortgage Guy Podcast. However, this time we're not talking mortgage. We're not even in Sydney. We're not at my office, as you can tell. I have Cole Workman, 11-year-old phenom who is into motocross, right?
Yeah, I race. I'm going to nationals this year. I got my tickets to both classes, going to Loretta Lynn's ranch.
Yeah.
So.
That's exciting. So that starts what, at the end of July?
Oh, yes. The last few days of July and the first few days of August, yes.
Very cool. Very cool. So how did you get into it?
When I got my first P-Dub at 3, and my dad kind of introduced me to the sport at around 4. I started racing at 5, and I watched a bunch of races, and it just really inspired me to just really get good at the sport.
Just enjoy it?
Yeah, I love the sport.
Kind of like a lot of kids, like, when I was growing up, baseball was my thing, right?
Yeah.
I kind of gravitated towards that sort of thing. Not many kids gravitate towards motocross, right? I mean, that's a dangerous sport anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got your first bike at 3. What was that like? Do you remember?
Yeah, I kind of remember. It was a really good feeling, Had a lot of crashes to start out, for sure. But yeah, after riding it a long time, I got used to it, and it just felt awesome to be able to ride a dirt bike the way I ride. It's really nice.
So they got you a dirt bike at 3. So usually people don't buy dirt bikes for the kids at 3. So was your dad into it, or was it a family thing, and they kind of wanted to see how it would go?
Yeah, my dad has been into woods racing, motocross, dirt bikes his entire life. Ever since he was a kid, he's been riding on 2 wheels his entire life.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bet he probably never thought I would be what I am today.
Yeah.
But, here I am.
There you go. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Where you from, what you do, what in your spare time, anything like that.
Well, I'm from Somerset, Kentucky. In my free time, I like to go fishing a lot and ride BMX. Yeah, just kind of do fun stuff.
Play outside?
Yeah, play outside a lot. Yeah.
Old school, so you're not playing video games all the time?
No, I don't play video games that much.
Well, that's good. You're outside all the time.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and we're down here at Lake Cumberland, so it's around Somerset, Kentucky. They live right on the water pretty much, so I get how it's nice to be outside all the time and play out here. So let's talk about the Nationals, right, at Loretta Lynn. Are you training for it? Because listen, I don't ride dirt bikes, right? Yeah. I grew up riding 4-wheelers, but it's a little bit different. That's easy. I'm sitting on my butt, not a lot of exercise, not a lot of energy goes into it. What's it like, though, to be able to compete in these races?
It's really awesome. I'm going to a place called MTF, Millsaps Training Facility, for 2 weeks. We're going to leave July 5th for it, train down there on the Loretta Lynn replica track. And then the same week that we come home, we're going to get the camper ready and go down to Loretta's a week before. And then the week of Loretta's, we're going to go down there and just do practice, race all week. So. Do
you have to exercise? Do you work out? And it's weird to ask an 11-year-old kid this.
No, I work out every single day. I do high-intensity workouts, kind of lower intensity, long bike rides to get my endurance up. I'll do the longer hit workouts to really work on my explosion,
Yeah. Let's talk about your bike and your setup. So what do you ride?
I ride a Gas 65 or an MC 65 and a KTM 65.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. How fast have you had it going?
I'd say probably about 60 going into a jump. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That is super cool. Do you ride around here a lot? I mean, where did you first learn how to start the jumps and stuff like that? I would think that's probably the scariest part to learn, are the jumps.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, to be honest, I actually hit my first jump right back here.
Yeah? Did you build a dirt mound back here?
Actually, there's like a rock right over there, and I just started jumping it. And yeah, it's my favorite part of the sport is the jumps. It's so much fun.
That's awesome. So you've been in it for a while, and I remember when I was vacationing down here in Cumberland, we were actually hanging out, and you were on TV. They were live streaming one of your races, and that's when I learned about you got into it, and I thought it was really cool. So we wanted to make sure we support you as much as we can. So I do know, and you might want to let people know some of the experiences you've had, because you've been racing for a long time. When did you start competitive racing?
Competitive racing, I started about 6. I went to qualifiers, and then my very first regional, which was Redbud. Yeah. It's like the biggest track in motocross history. I went there, and I had to go to the LCQ to make it to the main event. And when I made it through to the main event, my family was really excited. And I didn't make it to Loretta's that year, but it was really cool to have the experience going there and racing for that ticket,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So on the topic of experience, you had an accident not that long ago. And the reason I wanted to bring that up is because it's kind of a big deal of a comeback story, because I don't think anybody thought you'd be racing again. Are you okay telling people what happened to you?
Yeah, for sure. About a year and a half ago or so, I got my hand stuck in the back brakes of my dirt bike, and I had to spend about 10 months recovery, about 4 or 5 surgeries. I forget which one it was, but really, I don't really think anyone expected me to come back and be fast.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was going to come back, and I knew I was going to be fast, but my family, they didn't really think I was going to come back.
Well, it's a big deal. It's a hand injury. You got to hang on to the bike. I mean, that's a big part of this, right?
It was my pinky and my ring finger on my left hand, so I'm having to, right there, I have to clutch with my middle finger and hold on with these two.
That's a big deal, and you were able to come back, right, and still make it to nationals.
Yeah, it's been a long journey, but yeah.
You know, getting ready for nationals, and that's a big deal, man. Kudos to you. Well done. I mean, a lot of people would give up, and I think that's awesome that you went through all that and you figured out how to continue doing what you love, and I think that's awesome. I hope people can comment on that and share their own story, especially if they're in the sport, because you know, I know a lot of people in the sport have had a lot of injuries and they get back on the bike, but some of them it's really challenging for them to get back onto it. So, so you're getting ready for nationals. So, are you nervous at all?
Yes, I am. I'm nervous going into this. It's 42 of the fastest kids in the nation. I'm lining up on 42 gates with 42 kids.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you go to a normal race, because you guys race all the time.
Yeah.
Like almost every weekend, right? Would you say? What's that like? Do you still get nerves?
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of everyone, when they're on the gate, they get nerves.
Yeah.
But it's lighter when you're at like a local race, you know, just kind of riding for fun, just practicing.
Do you have any like pre-race routines, like any music that gets you going, or anything that you do specifically that kind of gets you in the mindset getting ready for a race?
Yeah, I like to ride a stationary bike for about 10 to 15 minutes to get my heart rate up. And my mom always sings Eye of the Tiger right before I go down to the gate. So if I had to pick a song,
Rocky.
If I had to pick a song, it'd be Eye of the Tiger.
All right. So let's talk goals. We've been doing amateur racing. We're making it to nationals. Where do you see yourself going with this? I mean, is this something that you would like to make a career out of?
Yes, it really would be. I would really like to really put myself out there and become pro one day. It'd be my long-term goal to become pro one day.
So I'm a little ignorant to the sport, but I've watched it. I enjoy it. I think it's really cool. So there's so many different classes. Do they go off of age groups to begin with, and then as you grow and mature, it's just not necessarily age group, but size of bike and style of bike? Like, how does that work?
Exactly, yeah. Like, growing up through the amateurs, it's mostly age group. But, like, when you get into the pros, it's 250s and 450s.
Okay.
250s, you can just kind of ride. Like, one of the guys has been in the sport for tens of years, probably about 20 years or so, and he just went back to a 250 for Ironman National. But he's been a top dog in the 450s for a really long time.
Very good. So when's it stop, I guess, is my question.
When you're about 32 to 35, that's kind of when you have to retire, because you'll have the younger kids coming up.
So when do you get into the size classes more than the age classes? Do you get out of it when you're a teenager, or do you know?
Yeah, you can. It just kind of depends when you go pro. Like, once you go pro, then that's when it starts.
Officially?
Yes.
Okay.
When you officially go pro, that's when it's 250s and 450s.
Are there any limitations to that, age-wise? You have to be 18?
No, I don't think so. I mean, Jet Lawrence, everyone probably knows of him.
Yeah.
Everyone in the sport probably knows of him. He went pro, I think, at like 16.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's
That's what I was going to ask you, actually, is who's your favorite rider?
Jet Lawrence and Eli Tomac, they have totally different riding styles, which is what I love about them. You know, Jet Lawrence has the more easy, jumping through the braking bumps type of deal. Eli Tomac's just wide open all the time.
Yeah? Full throttle?
Full throttle.
Doesn't stop?
As hard as it'll go, no.
Very good. So just a little bit more lighthearted before we let you go here, and hopefully we get you a little bit more following. We'll have Justin, the guy that edits all my material, we'll have him drop your IG, all right? So your Instagram, your Facebook. Do you have a lot of followers on that stuff? Do you keep up with that, or mom and dad do it?
My mom does all that.
Okay.
You know, I kind of deal with the TikTok stuff, but I don't really post myself on the TikTok much. My Facebook and Instagram is RacingWithCole. I think I have about 800 followers on Facebook.
Nice, good.
About 400, it might be 500 on Instagram.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We'll keep it rocking.
Yeah.
Do you have any funny stories you're willing to share with the audience? Anything happen that comes to mind that's like, oh, God.
I gotta say, when I'm at training and I just fall over in front of everyone.
Just randomly fall?
Just randomly, just like go.
Well, that's all right.
Trying to go into a corner and just fall over.
Yeah, adults do that just walking. So don't be embarrassed about that. Now, if you were talking to yourself at 3 years old and they wanted to get into motocross, what would you tell them? What kind of advice do you think you would give them at that age?
I would really just say, really work. Just work hard, and you will be good.
Enjoy it and love it.
Enjoy it. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a blast,
Have fun,
right?
Yeah.
Well, we're big supporters. Matthew Anderson that runs Republic Title, who owns this house what we're hanging out of at in Lake Cumberland, and myself are big supporters. And we do want to present a $2,000 check behind Republic Title and Western Ohio Mortgage as a sponsorship.
Thank you so much.
To get you to Nationals, dude.
Really appreciate that.
I'm super excited to watch it.
Thank you.
Now, will this be live streamed? Is it going to be on ESPN? Like, what's the situation?
I think it'll be on Racer TV on YouTube.
Racer TV on YouTube.
It'll be live every single day.
Very good. Now, it's at the end of July. I think it's July 28th or 29th through I think August 2nd.
Yeah, August 2nd,
Yeah, very good.
August
so,
2nd
guys,
and 3rd.
check it out. Support Cole. We're going to drop all of his tags in here for Instagram, for Facebook, TikTok, you name it. And make sure you plug along. Follow him on all those platforms. See if we can get a little bit more following. And, hey, if you want to contribute to his I'm sure it's expensive. If you want to help contribute, I'm sure we can get you some Venmo information and everything like that.
Yes.
I'm sure all donations would be helpful because traveling, a lot of people that are watching this have kids in travel ball, right? And they're traveling for baseball every weekend, how expensive that is with the gas, with the hotels, with the food. Just imagine that, but also taking a dirt bike that needs fuel, needs suspension, oil changes, you name it.
After every 3 rides, we're doing a new oil change.
Yeah, it's crazy. It gets expensive. So any assistance you guys can give would be helpful. We would really appreciate it. But that's all we got for you guys this week. Check us out next week, but I hope you guys can follow Cole Workman along while he continues to build his career in motocross.
Yes, sounds good. Thank you, guys.